Okay, video number 3 for today. I want to talk about dispatching. You're going to go through dispatchers. Unless you find the one right out of the gate, you're going to go through dispatchers like crazy. And let's talk about my dispatcher. I'm not going to call him out by name because I'm not that guy. The only people I call out by name is Verizon because I hate Verizon. But anyway, so I started in Virginia on Monday. Obviously, we had that really bad storm in Virginia, shut down the highways. I couldn't get out. I got out Tuesday. It took me like 3 hours to get out of my own town because all the roads were just done. So I was told, head south, get away from the storm. That's what my dispatcher said. So, no problem. Head towards Richmond. That's an hour from where I was. So towards Richmond I went. And I was going off the idea that there were loads in Richmond. And I deal with a dispatcher because I don't want to deal with the headache. I will eventually, but I don't want to right now. Just the same with the factoring company. I don't want to deal with it all right now. I'll get there. I want to put all the pieces in place first. So for now, I'm going to pay the small fee to allow someone else to handle it. But that's the thing is, some of you guys, you can handle it. Me, I've got a lot of stuff going on in my mind. I don't want to balance all that crap until I find the right people and just the pieces have to be in place. But anyway, deadhead to Richmond. It's only an hour, not that big a deal. A little longer because of the weather. I get there. Dispatchers, hey, I got you a load. It's in Norfolk. Go to Norfolk. Can't get in on base because I don't have the proper IDs. Not that big a deal. We listened to a broker that said that my TWIC card would work. It didn't work. Whatever. Okay. Sometimes you're going to lose some. You're not going to get every load. You're not going to keep every load. Sometimes the loads just are lost. And it is what it is. Go to Suffolk, Virginia. We got you a load there. And it wasn't paying that great. It was two-ish a mile, we'll say. Headed north to West Virginia. We'll find you a load to jump in with that one. And then I get this, I'm loading in Suffolk, and I get this text that said, have you unloaded yet? And I'm like, what do you mean have I unloaded yet? No, I wasn't going to, I was going to Indiana. What am I even thinking? I was going to Indiana. I was like, I'm 13 hours away. Why would you ask me if I've unloaded yet? Well, you've got to get to Indiana. You got to pick up this great load. It was like some, huge money load in Indiana or Illinois at 7 a.m. And I'm like, do you even know how this game works? Do you understand that I get a 14-hour day and I can drive 11 of those hours, and then I have to sleep for 10? I just wasted 6 hours of my workday, going to this place, getting denied, going to this place, getting loaded, and now you're asking me if I'm... And then you're like, well, can't you just drive all night? Can you just unplug your system? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I reach out to their boss, and their boss is like, oh, she's new. We'll handle that. So it's just constant bullshit. And this is where you guys need to know, don't be afraid to toss them. There's too many people out there who are willing to dispatch you. There's too many people that realize that these trucks aren't free. So let's just look at my truck payment. And I'll share that information with you. Brand new, $4,500. That's $1,000 a month. Brand new big tax, 40 foot. Some of you are going to bitch and be like, oh, you shouldn't have went brand new. I chose what I wanted to choose. That's $1,500 a month right there. Just in payments, $1,500 a month. Now let's add my $1,560 a month in insurance. That's $3,000 a month. There's 30 days in a month, roughly. That's $100 a day. So I need $100 a day minimum, just to cover the truck. That doesn't cover me. That doesn't cover my expenses of fuel, which, if you're going through the mountains of West Virginia, you're looking at $250, $300 a day in fuel. And I'm sure some of you wisdom guys are going, oh, this is, you're getting shitty fuel mileage. You're doing this wrong. I don't care. I'm doing it my way. And we'll say 200. We'll say 200 a day in fuel. All right. So that's 300 a day right there just in fuel and payments. All right. What about wear and tear? What's that number? How about eating? How about paying the fucking driver? I'm the driver. I need paid for what I'm doing. Yeah, I own the company. Oh, you shouldn't pay yourself at first. Well, why am I doing it? Just to make a payment? I could have stayed at my old job and made the payment on all this comfortably. But I want to try something different. And the dispatchers need to know that, guys. You need to choose a dispatcher that understands that this is your livelihood. You own this. And you need this to survive. And they get paid when you get paid. So if they're not helping you get paid, you got to get rid of them. What's the old saying? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And that matters. It really does matter. So all you guys new into this, don't be afraid to run through some dispatchers. Don't be afraid to look at the load boards yourself. Keep them in check. Don't just rely on somebody. Don't just listen to what they're saying. Oh, the load board is dead. I'm stuck in Middleton, Tennessee right now because the dispatcher couldn't find me a load. It took me all day to get from Indiana to Tennessee. You mean to tell me that in that 14-hour workday, not a single load was to be found that could have got me out of Middleton, Tennessee and carried me through the weekend? You mean to tell me that the load board was so bad yesterday that no loads were paying any more than 85 cents a mile? If that's the case, park it. Why would I keep running it? Doesn't make any sense to me at all. So, I guess the whole point of this video is don't be afraid to be your own boss. Don't be afraid to tell other people that work for you. You don't work for a dispatcher. You don't work for the factoring company. You don't work for anybody other than yourself. Don't be afraid to get rid of people. My dispatcher says they're going to do better. That's what they claim. Show me. Show me. I'm going to give them this week. And, I have faith. The guy who runs the company, man, he's a good talker, and I have faith in him. Or maybe he's just a hell of a salesman and he won me over. But show me something. These trucks should be making, I'd say, $5,000 to $10,000 a week, comfortably. And if they're not, something's wrong. I stay on the road for 90 days at a time. I'm not home every weekend. I don't want to be home every weekend. There's not enough people on this planet I like to want to be home every weekend. I want to be on the road making money. I want to see the countryside. I like to travel. It's what I enjoy doing. My goal is to run this for 2 years, buy another one, and then I step into a tractor trailer and put somebody in this truck. That's my plan. And I never want to be bigger than 2 trucks. I'm sorry if the walking around is making you sick, but just flustered. Middleton, Tennessee is not a bad little town. A lot of nice people. I've been invited to people's homes, and the food's fried. Everything in this town is deep fried, and it's interesting. There's more Mexican restaurants in this town than in Mexico, I believe. But thanks for tuning in. Don't be scared. Don't let people intimidate you. And don't listen to these hyped up ass YouTubers that tell you that it's all unicorn farts and cotton candy and wonderful days, because you're going to have your bad days. You're going to have your I'm stuck in Middleton, Tennessee days in a gravel parking lot and it's 20 degrees outside. Yeah, I'm walking around in short sleeve shirt, but I'm fat. But next video, I want to talk to you guys about things like this, things like that. It's coming. It might come in like 15 minutes.